Welcome to Triqueta. In this game, you compete against one another with the goal of collecting exactly 3 identical animal tokens of each type of animal, because 3 identical animal tokens form a Triqueta, and Triquetas are worth many points at the end of the game. Don't get too greedy though. 4 or more tokens of the same animal reduce your score instead. Setup. Place 1 row marker per player in the middle of the table, one below the other. Each of these markers is the start of an animal row, which will develop during the game. Mix the 60 animal tokens face down. Stack them above the row markers into 4 round towers. Each round tower consists of 3 tiers, each of which contains 5 face-down animal tokens assembled in the shape of a flower. Place 1 tree tile onto 3 of the towers. The tower without a tree tile is called the current tower. The youngest player takes the starting rock. Playing the game. You play 4 rounds. Each round begins with the player who currently has the starting rock. Play then continues clockwise, with each player taking a turn until everyone has dropped out of the round. Taking your turn. On your turn, you must perform one of the following actions. Either draw an animal token, or take an animal row. Action A. Draw an animal token. Take an animal token from the current tower and look at it in secret. Now you have 2 options for what to do with the animal token. Option 1. Place the animal token face up in one of the animal rows in the middle of the table. This can be any row, no matter how many animal tokens are already in it. Option 2. Place the animal token face down in front of you without showing it to the other players. Keep it there until the end of the game. However, you can only take this option twice in the entire game. Once you have 2 animal tokens face down in front of you, you can only choose option 1. Action B. Take an animal row. Instead of drawing an animal token from the tower, take one of the animal rows from the middle of the table, including its row marker and all of its animal tokens. You are allowed to take a row, even if it contains no animal tokens. Put the animal tokens you've taken face up and clearly visible in front of you. Group all of your animal tokens by type. When you have 3 animal tokens of the same type, they form a Triqueta. If you collect more animal tokens of that type in the course of the game, stack them on that Triqueta. By taking an animal row, you drop out of the current round, which means your turn is skipped for the rest of it. You mark this by displaying the row marker in front of you. End of a round. Once all players but one have dropped out of the round, the remaining player may keep on drawing animal tokens and placing them in the last remaining animal row for as long as they like, or until the current tower is empty. Once that last player takes the last animal row, they must also take the starting rock. Then the round ends. If there are any animal tokens left in the current tower, discard them to the box unseen. Then, return the row markers to the middle of the table, one below the other as in the setup. The player with the starting rock chooses one of the remaining round towers to be the current tower by taking the tree tile from it and placing it beside their collected animals. Then the next round starts. End of the game. The game ends after the 4th round, when all round towers are gone. Now, each player works out their score as follows. Do you have 1 or 2 animal tokens face down in front of you? Decide for each of them whether you want to add it face up to the rest of the animal tokens you collected, or put it back in the box face down. Now, count how many animal tokens you have of each of the 6 types, and how many points you score for that type. If you have 2, 1, or 0 animal tokens of that type, you score 2, 1, or 0 points respectively. If you have exactly 3 animal tokens of that type, meaning a Triqueta, You score as many points as that type's printed value shows. If you have more than 3 animal tokens of that type, you get nothing for the Triqueta. Instead, you lose 1 point for each animal token on top of the Triqueta. Add your scores for each type together. Also, tree tiles and the starting rock give you 1 point each if you have any of them. The player with the most points wins. Ties are broken in favor of the player with the most animal tokens. And now, enjoy your first game of Triqueta.
Presented by Deep Print Games.